Andrea Heuston here. I am the host of the Lead Like a Woman show. Well, the hostess. But this is where I feature strong female leaders and how they're changing our world for the better. We have over 40,000 people on social media who are sharing our message, empowering female leaders to empower others. Keep sharing. Follow the show right now as you listen. Share it with a friend. And if you're so inclined, we'd love a 5-star review on Apple. It'd be a lot of fun. In this episode, we're going to talk about winning exponentially. Now, if you're intrigued, keep listening. But first, before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by Artitude. Are you a woman who wants to start a business, or do you already own one? Artitude has a special offer just for you. Learn to pitch for funding and for sales with our women-owned package. It includes content and speaker coaching and a pitch or sales presentation so that you can win with confidence, that is. You can find it at artitudes.com/women-owned. Note that it's women. It's the E. It's the collective. So that again is artitudes.com/women-owned. And the best way to find me, type Lead Like a Woman, hashtag Lead Like a Woman into your search bar. And for some reason I come up. It's kind of magic. And as always, I am all over LinkedIn. All right. Today's guest is an author and a CEO, and she has tons of experience in the security industry. So Irma is the founder and CEO of Parone Group, recognized in the top 10 organizational development services companies 2022 by Manage HR. As a high-value service expert for over 3 decades, Irma's innovative and proven approach combines leadership strategies with organizational structure, simple processes, and problem solving. Irma is an expert at turning around customer and employee problems. We need that, don't we? After assuming responsibility for a troubled location, suffering a 52% customer retention rate. Not good. Irma and her team turned that customer retention percentage to an impressive 93%. That's an amazing difference. Her results are proven, practical, and engaging at all organizational levels. Irma is the author of the 4-time award-winning book, WinX, the problem-solving model to win exponentially with customers, employees, and your bottom line. And she has a new book that just came out. It's WinX for employees, the problem-solving model to unlock workplace success. And it just came out. We'll give you a link in the show notes. She's also a graduate of Cornell University and an organizational development certified professional. Irma Parone, welcome to the Lead Like a Woman show.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here and be with you.
I'm excited to have you here. One thing I did not ask you before we started, is it Parone Group or Parone?
Parone.
Parone. Just check in.
Got it right. Yep.
You got it. I got it right the first time. Woo.
Got it right the first time. Yes. Yes.
So after years in the corporate security sector, I mean, you spent a long time there. What made you take the leap to own your own firm? What led you to create Parone Group?
Well, my last job for 15 years, I was a senior vice president, and I traveled all over the state of Florida. My mother got sick. She lived in Pennsylvania. Now, I'm someone who never takes off. I took off 3 weeks when I had my son. That's it. So I'm a workaholic. But anyway, I brought her down, moved her 3 miles from me.
Wow.
And she was very confused. She had dementia.
I'm
so
sorry.
Even though she was very close to me, I traveled all week, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I called my boss one day and I said, I will give you whatever notice you need, but I got to go.
Wow.
So 2 months later, I was unemployed, and my mind was just crazy. Again, I'm a workaholic.
Wow.
Yeah. So
my name is Irma. I'm a workaholic.
So I started playing around with the piece of the business that I love the most, which is helping companies provide very high value and helping the leadership team help the employees to get there. So I just because I had clients calling me saying, "Where'd you go? What are you doing?" So I just started it, where I could be with my mom as much as I could. And then I did a little bit around that. And that's how it started. That was the beginning of Parone Group.
Wow. I love it. And you've just grown from there.
That's it. Yep.
So, when somebody starts business or starts something new, a lot of times people say, "Hey, Irma, what went wrong?" You know what? I don't want to know that. Irma, I want to know, when you started Parone Group, what went right?
You know what went right was, first of all, I was able to get my mind off of the sadness of my mother. She's passed now, but what was wonderful was I had clients call me for my other business. I mean, I didn't advertise at all.
No, but they looked for you.
They did. I didn't want a lot of business anyway.
Right.
At first. So it was just very warm in my heart that I had people come to me saying, now they thought I went to another security firm or something, but so one of my clients actually got me my biggest client.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's been wonderful.
So you established relationships with people. And so I'm going to say you practice what you preach, because now you've written 2 books. The first was called Win X, the problem-solving model to win exponentially with customers, employees, and your bottom line. And by what you just said, those people following you because of the quality of who you are and the product or the services or the customer service you provided. So now you've written this book, and we'll get to your other book next. But I want to know a bit about why problem solving. What created that impetus for you to share Win X?
That is such a good question. And I struggled with how to, because I was trying to write a leadership book, right? Because I have been fortunate that I had been successful in my career. And I wrote this, I was writing, and there's so many different elements to leadership.
Yeah.
Somebody that I knew that was trying to help me kept saying, narrow it down. I go, what do I take out? I can't take this out. I can't take that out. I can't. And then he said, what do people call you the most for?
Oh, good question, right? Thoughtful.
And I said, problem solving.
See?
They have a problem with their teams, with their customers. And that's what I get the most calls for. So that's how I thought. And he said, bingo.
Bingo. There you go.
So then the whole thing changed. So this is it's like 5 years of writing and getting stuck. And of course, I went through cancer in the middle of that. And
oh my goodness.
But I'm good.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm all good. I shouldn't even brought that up. But what I'm saying is, most of it was just that I didn't know what I was doing. So that's how I got to problem solving.
Oh, I love that, because what you've done now is you've taken a deep dive into problem solving. And in your intro, you say even just being aware that an emotional influence is going on can improve your decision-making process. So I took that because I thought most of us are not aware. We're not aware of that emotional influence. We have no idea that's happening. We're just trying to make decisions. Can you elaborate on that emotional influence for us?
Well, I didn't even know, when I started reaching, I put my model together, and that was somebody else's influence. It helped me say, well, why don't you make a model, like 7 steps, 8 steps, whatever.
You've got 8. We're going to talk about them.
Believe me, I am not as smart as people think. I got feedback from everybody. So, what was your question?
Always say, Irma, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. Oh,
never be the smartest person in the room.
Oh no, you got to get another room if that happens.
That's what I say.
Right. So I just threw myself off track. Where was I going with that?
The emotional influence factor.
So when I started researching, I thought, why do people make some of these crazy decisions? And found out that it is emotion.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't like that, because some of my bad decisions, I don't want to think I have. And so I researched more, and it was like, wow.
Wow.
And one of the things that stick with people when we go through the process is they really, if they think about it and then they have a sound process to work through it, it's a lot easier to get past that emotion.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. But it's also very interesting because people don't think of that. We just make decisions. And some of those bad decisions we make, and good, we make it with an emotional influence. We're being emotional. We're like, I need to get this done, or I need to do this, or, oh, wait, it's recognition. So Then you go into the focus trio. And what I found interesting about that is it's almost a no-brainer, really. So the focus trio is the customers, employees, and companies. It's the upside down triangle, people. And in the middle is the WinX decision. So this is your methodology, right?
Right. And I'll tell you how I came up with that.
Yes, I want to know.
So when I was leaving my last company, one of the other vice presidents called me and said, "Oh, we're going to miss you." You know, people say that, right? And I said, "Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you saying that." He said, "No, you really had a great way of helping us go through problems by looking at the customer and our company and the employees and really looking at all those." And I didn't think much about that. And then when I started putting my program together, and then my other boss from my company I worked for many years before that wanted me to get into labor relations. That's why I went.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And he said, and I said, "I don't know anything about labor relations." He said, "Well, we'll get you trained, but you have a good way of looking at both sides of an issue." So I kind of took all those and I thought, you know what, that's what I do. It is what I do. When I'm solving problems, I go through that process of how is the current situation affecting the customers, employees, and the bottom line, or if it's personal, you know, the mother, the father, the child, or whatever, mother, child. So that's how I got there.
I love that's how you got there. I think it's really fascinating how people get to their decisions and things you know what I mean? Right. So with that focus trio, that really focuses on the services industry, right? However, what it does is it makes us remember that there's more than just one stakeholder. We're not just talking, about our employees when we make a decision. We're not just talking about our customers, and we're not just really thinking about the company. You have to see that WinX decision touches all three of those stakeholders.
If it doesn't, then you usually have a problem. Because think of it, if anyone of the three is really hurt, what happens?
It's like the three-legged stool. You're gonna fall. The stool's gonna fall over.
That's right. And if you're on it, you're going with it.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. You have to remember. That's really interesting. And I don't know. You know, I've owned a business for 29 years, and I make a lot of decisions every day. Right. And I make big decisions and small decisions and hard ones and easy ones, but I don't think I've thought of it that way. And I need to.
Yeah. It helps. I mean, it really helps, especially if you download the forms and put, because if you just think through it, it's not going to do as much. Right. But those forms help you, and they're reusable. You know, you enter it in there and you say, nope, neither of those work. So then you kind of move things around, and it's done well. I'm very proud of the book.
You should be. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Good for you. I'd love to learn more about those forms. We'll let you tell us about them later. But so, here we go. You have an 8-step process in your book. 8 steps. And it's very interesting. I mean, it goes from defining the problem on. So we run us through just briefly, just the titles of those 8 steps.
Yes. So the first step is identify the problem, which most people really are working on the wrong problem, and then they wonder why nothing happens. So identifying, making sure that you're really working on the right thing.
Yep.
And then the next one is the root cause of the problem.
Oh, the root cause. Okay, that makes sense, because there's always a root cause, right?
Right. So even if it's personal, right? When I was I was engaged, and my fiance made me crazy, and he was controlling and stuff, and I was going mad. And then I realized the root cause of this problem isn't him. I'm with the wrong person.
You're with the wrong person. That is the root cause. Wow.
So if I wouldn't have realized that, I may have gotten in another relationship the same way, right? And he was with the wrong person. I mean, I wasn't.
Well, if you were, he was too. You're right.
Right.
Wow.
So the next one is evaluate the impact of the current problem. Now, here's what happens. Think about how many decisions are not made because we're afraid. We get stuck.
It's so true.
We say, I'm not going to solve it. Right. And if we don't solve it, we made a decision So to not solve it. That
You're
is
right.
No decision is a decision.
I say that too. No decision is a decision.
So look at the impact of the current problem against the customer, the employees, and the bottom line. And if it's not looking good, then that should push you toward making a decision.
Yes.
Right? And then the fourth step is just a whole bunch of different problem-solving strategies and ideas and different ways to look at problems, different ways from brainstorming to a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
And then you come up with a few ideas. So you have, what if you don't solve the problem, right? That's right. That's the first one you're looking at. And then you come up with, let's say, 2 or 3 ideas on how to solve it. So then step 4 is evaluate the alternatives. So now you put all those on the form. You put all those on the form, and then you could see which one kind of pops up. That's step 5. We're on step 5, evaluate alternatives.
Okay.
Decision step. And that's broken down into 2 things. So sometimes you're in a top leadership position, but you really don't have the decision-making authority because of how you make the decisions. And sometimes you are the decision maker. So one part of it tells you how to do your checks and balances if you're the decision maker. The other part of it tells you how to lay out your strategy to make a recommendation to solve the problem if you're a leader or an employee.
Okay.
Right. And so it gives you both directions.
I like that.
Yeah. The next one is prepare for impact. Now you've done a lot of work, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you still have to prepare because there's always positives and negatives.
Always, right?
For decisions you make. So how are you going to deal with worst case scenario? And how are you going to put it out there? How do you get people prepared for it? How do you prepare your customers for it? So that you make sure that you're looking down the road when you're working on your problem before you implement. And then implement. So implement.
And then implement. The important one, right?
But you know what? Implementing decision isn't all that easy because you still who's going to do it? When are you going to check on it? You know, I always say put a date on the schedule, and if it's 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 1 month, shake it out. What's going good? What's not going good? If things aren't going great, is it because it's just too new? Or
that's a good question.
Yeah. Sometimes it just hasn't formed yet.
Right.
And other times you might say, wait a minute, maybe all this was good, but this one piece wasn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's more to implementing than just to say, okay, let's do it.
I don't know. I think, okay, let's do it is good.
Okay. Hey, you're fired.
That's right. That's right. But then you talk about the post-decision review, shaking it out, which I like.
Right.
Because, actually, I want you to talk about it instead of me talking about it. I've read it. So why do you do a post-decision review?
Because sometimes things don't work out.
That's what.
And people don't, you know, they put blinders on. I mean, there's stories after stories of people that, you know, let's talk about this one quick one. So there's a company that put in a temporary system, right, until they could get the big fix.
Yeah.
Never got the big fix, left this temporary system, and it all fell apart. Some things are good. It's kind of like a Band-Aid that you know is a Band-Aid.
Right.
You're putting this on this situation until you could finalize it.
Until you could figure it out, right? I mean, yeah.
Right. Or you might know the bigger decision, but you just can't do it all at one time.
Well, and that's true too. That's something that is true for a lot of people. But.
Right. Or maybe you have to hire somebody that's, you know, good in that area, that's an expert. So you always want to, whether it's a permanent decision, and nothing's permanent, things change. People that aren't keeping up with change are going to fall through the cracks.
Always, 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 always. If you cannot keep up with what's going on, you're not going to be able to be relevant.
Right.
Super important. I agree. So now you've created WinX for employees.
I did, because my big dream
Oh, big dream time.
Is to get employers and employees all working off the same page.
I love that.
So what I've always said was one team on the same train, moving in the same direction is a powerful force.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you could get everybody has problems and everybody makes decisions, your employees are making decisions every day.
Every day.
Wouldn't it be good if they also worked off the WinX model?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because everyone's working off the same model.
Yeah. And when we, I talk about when we're born, we're so dependent on our caregivers.
Of course we are.
They do a great job. They teach us how to be totally independent and take care of ourselves. What they forget about is how to teach us to be interdependent and work and play good with others.
You're right. We don't learn that.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to help people learn how to work together, even though they're in totally different jobs, all focused in the same direction for the big win.
That's interesting and powerful, frankly, because if we're not thinking of it in the big picture, we cannot move forward. We'll have somebody moving in a different direction than we want to go. So how does WinX for Employees differ from your original WinX book?
It really is basically the same strategy, but it's written with examples for employees with their problems. And it also gets into a little bit about, making sure that they're making themselves valuable.
I like that.
Yeah.
You do want them to be valuable.
Yeah. And even if they're going to quit, let's say worst case scenario, they have to get out of this company. Worst case scenario, do it professionally.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
A great reference, leave there on the highest bar, so that, because who's that going to help in the long run? You. Because people will call them for references. People talk. When you're in an industry, everybody knows everybody. So why not help your company, help your boss, and help yourself by doing it the right way?
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
So interesting. Well, I love that book just came out. They're both available where?
On Amazon.
All right. Good. And we will link to both of those in the show notes, just so that people have the availability. Now, let's talk briefly about those worksheets. They're at the back of your book, the electronic version. Are they in the Kindle version? How else do you get them?
Well, all you have to do, and I'm going to tell you, your listeners a big secret, because you can't get them unless you have the book.
All right.
But, oh my gosh, what is the link? It is www. Oh my gosh, I have to try it. winx.com/Parone group.
All right. We are going to put that in the show notes.
But I'm going to check that.
winx.com/Parone group. I'm just looking it up.
Or
WinX forms. Oh.
Is that it? Okay.
Got it. Look at that. Download the forms. I love it.
Yeah. So you download them and you can put in different titles and different people, and it's fun.
I love it. Yeah. So it's actually paronegroup.com/WinX.
/WinX. Is it backslash? Slash. Yeah. Whatever that slash is. I only have one slash on here. So.
That's right.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's all different forms in there that help you stay on track. And
thank you for sharing that.
Yes, of course.
I appreciate it. So, Irma, I know we've all had mentors in our lives. I have for sure. I'm certain you have as well. So
oh my gosh.
Do you have a piece of advice you received sometime in your lifetime that still plays in your mind, still resonates with you to this day?
Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to throw out, one of my bosses, Len, taught me, I always knew that key performance indicators were very
KPIs, important. Baby, KPIs.
And if you're not measuring things, you're not getting to where you want to go.
Right.
But, he really drove home leading indicators and lagging indicators.
Oh,
because
yes.
what you're looking at is the end result. You're not fixing.
You're not.
You need to know earlier. So what are those things that can help you get to those end results. So I'll throw that one out. I've had, so many people taught me so many things. It's just hard to.
I understand that. But, it's so important to look at the journey along the way, not just the results. So I agree with the leading and trailing indicators. It's so important.
Yes,
it is. Well, okay. What piece of advice would you give to a woman who owns a company or is working in a company and they're having trouble with their customers or something going on, but they don't know what to do? Other than read your book, what would you say?
Well, I think, if you have a lot of customers, I can't say read my book. No, I'm kidding.
No, you can say read your book.
No, I'm kidding. So you have to look at the trends, right? So if it's a lot of customers you're having a problem with, then there's probably something wrong with your process or whatever. If it's one person you're having a problem with, then you still have to do your own problem solving, right? And first have a conversation.
You do. It's about that conversation so you can solve problems.
Yes. And if you work through your business well and you provide that high value service, hopefully they love you. That's where I want to get my customers to have their customers say, oh my gosh, I love them.
Exactly. They help me solve my problem. They make me look like a rock star. Yes.
Right. So if you have that relationship, then it's much easier. If you don't have the relationship, it's a little harder, but you could still do it. But it all starts with having a conversation. What is it they need? What aren't they getting? Is it something you can give? I mean, sometimes you don't have the ability and you are much better off being honest and saying, you know what?
Absolutely.
It's not the right company for you, but I can give you a reference to somebody.
That's what we do too. So important to be able to do that referral. So I love it.
Right.
Well, Irma, I believe that every woman on earth has a superpower. What is yours?
Well, I've been told, that humor is my superpower.
That is a great superpower to have.
My husband keeps asking me when I'm going to retire. And I said, I have 2 reasons that I'll never retire. I'm having fun.
There you go. Have fun.
And of course, I'm making a difference.
That's so true.
And if either one of those go away, I'm done.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I so agree.
Yeah. Have fun.
So important to have fun. It creates joy for everyone. Yeah.
Yes. And it's a lot easier to have great customers when they know talking to you is going to be fun instead of boring.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Wah, wah, wah. You don't want that. You want them to enjoy the conversation.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Well, we've had so much fun today, Irma Parone, CEO of Parone Group and author of, I'm going to say them both, okay? Win X, the problem-solving model to win exponentially with customers, employees, and your bottom line. And the newly released Win X for Employees, the problem-solving model to unlock workplace success. Wonderful. So Irma, tell us where we can find you online.
You can find me at LinkedIn.
All right.
Yes.
We will put that in.
Yep. You can find me at ParoneGroup.com. That's my website. My website is IrmaParone.com.
I love it. And then your books are on Amazon.
My books are on Amazon. And my first book, the one for the leadership teams, is on audio. So you can get that anywhere. Yeah.
Awesome.
Anywhere. I'm going to get the second one on audio too, but I'm going to wait just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I've done with my books. I agree.
Yeah. Right.
Wonderful. Well, Irma, thank you for being on the show today. This has been a lot of fun.
You are awesome. You are an amazing woman, and I'm so grateful to know you.
Thank you. So are you. I love the women I meet on this show. They just light up my life, which is so important.
Well, back at you. Back at you.
All right, listeners, I want you to remember we all have superpowers. Irma has the superpower of humor, and I have to say, having fun. I have superpowers, and listeners, you have superpowers. Tap into them and use them for good. The world needs it. And thank you so much for listening today to the Lead Like a Woman show, where we are passionate about empowering female leaders to empower others. And y'all, keep having fun. That's what life's about.